Alright. Welcome back to another tutorial. So this is actually my second time recording this tutorial, just because the first time I recorded it, and it went kind of long. Like, I know it's an in-depth tutorial, but like 20 minutes was kind of getting out of hand. So I decided, I'll film it again, see how this one goes. So if I'm talking a little bit faster than normal, that's why. I'll be going over the double lift. My version of it, that is, I think it's really important to learn early on, just because a lot of magic tricks and different effects use the double lift. If you've done any sort of like sleight of hand card magic, you've probably run into it, you know what I'm talking about. So I kind of learned this more early on, and I've never had to really change it since. So I would highly recommend watching this tutorial. Of course, it's on my channel. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'll break it up into 3 parts. More about that later. Yeah, hopefully I can keep my energy up through this. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I am very much an extrovert. At least in the sense that I gain energy from being around people. So when I'm by myself, I find it very hard to get energized and talk a lot. Especially when like just talking to a camera. I know it's technically you guys, but like it's hard. Sometimes I wonder about getting a cameraman, or just asking one of my friends to be a cameraman just so I have someone to talk to, like Peter McKinnon, like just talk to someone other than the camera. Might be nice, I don't know. Okay, enough of me talking. You know the drill, grab yourselves a deck of cards. Let's get into the double lift. Okay, so I'm also kind of experimenting with the new setup here, so if my exposure's a bit off, my apologies in advance. But anyways, you probably saw the double lift in the intro. I probably stuck it in there. But if you haven't, this is what it looks like. I do that, and we have the ace of diamonds, and you can do whatever you want. But essentially, that was the double lift. And that's what my sort of take on it looks like. So I'll break this tutorial up into 3 main parts. The first thing just being the pinky count and how to do that. The second one being the pushover, which is the part here where you take the cards and you push them over. And the third being the flip, where you use your right hand to flip the cards over and get your double lift. So that'll be the 3 main parts that I'll be doing it in. If you already know one, like say you already know the pinky count or whatever, you can skip ahead and watch the other stuff. I'll try to leave timestamps in the description right down there, so you can do that. Anyways, yeah. So first things first, to do a double lift, you need a pinky break, meaning that thingy. Wait for the zoom and the focus. That thingy. So I get mine through a pinky count, which is literally counting down cards with your pinky like that. And while it may be a little tedious at first, once you get the hang of it, it's really clean, and you can use it for a lot more than a double lift. So like if I want to count off, I don't know, a random number of cards, say like 7 cards, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe not out loud, but then you can just do this and you should have, I can count cards, 7 cards. And it's just a clean way of doing that. If you need to do that for an effect or something, you can do that, pinky count. But for the case of the double lift, if you just do your pinky count like that, then you do that. It's just a really clean way of getting your pinky break. I think I've been saying pinky count for everything. Pinky break for the 2 cards. And that's my preferred method. So how to do it. You grab the deck like this in your dealer's grip. Dealer's grip, mechanic's grip, whatever you want to call it. You start here. And you want to, well, it should naturally bevel, but you'll naturally have a little bit of a bevel on the side here, if you can see that. My monitor currently is a mirror, so I think you can see that. That sort of bevel, and your pinky is going to pull down, all right? And as you pull down, your pinky is going to release cards, and cards are going to flick up. So there's several things that you don't have to do, but will make this process easier. The first thing is you're gonna pull down, you're gonna have your thumb on the side, just like this, and you're gonna pull down with your thumb as you do that. And the idea is you're creating a bend in the deck this way, so that your pinky can just slide off the edge and count cards. So your pinky's doing that. The second thing is you might want to pull down a little bit with your middle finger just to help it a bit. Not a lot, as you can see. It's just like that, but just to sort of anchor the deck so you can pull down with your thumb. And then your pinky does most of the work and just counts cards like that. It's similar to like if you riffle down the deck with your thumb and you do that and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that sort of idea, except you're doing it with your pinky right here. And I understand at first it might be kind of difficult, like just pulling down with your pinky might be kind of hard. Like if I do it with my right hand right now, I can't quite, I kind of can, but I can't count with the same precision that I can with my left hand, just because I haven't practiced with my right hand. So it might take a while to actually get the muscle in your left hand enough that you can pull down confidently and just count cards. And at first, I can't say this for everybody, but at least for me, it was kind of painful when I first started. It's kind of like playing guitar. You get like, I don't know, it feels weird on your finger, and it's not the nicest experience. It's not that bad. I'm making it sound really bad. It's not. But just realize at first, just trying to count with your pinky will be a little tedious. But just when you have a deck of cards, just bend it and just run your pinky down the side and count cards. Like now, I think I can pinky count all the way down to the last card. Yeah, I just found out the other day when I was filming the first version of this that I could actually do that, which is kind of cool. Getting sidetracked again. Okay, sorry. Pinky count. You're gonna want your pinky to be towards the back right here, because if you pinky count from here, you won't have as much leverage or whatever. So pinky count from the back corner, right about there. Wherever feels comfortable. Your middle finger is gonna keep the cards from flicking back up. Notice if my middle finger's not there, the cards flick up like that. My middle finger's there, it's just that. Adjust your grip, do whatever. I don't think I can explain it much more, but you're just gonna have to figure out what works for you. You can look up separate pinky count tutorials online, but I think that's generally what you need to know. Second thing is pinky count performance. You might want to wrist kill a little bit, which means doing that, because here you see the cards, and if I do that, you might see a little bit. Most audience members won't pick up on that, but it's still a slight movement that would not be there if you're just flipping a single card over like that. Is that little flicky thing. So you can wrist kill, which just means turning your wrist backwards a bit. In conversation, so you'd be talking, you'd say, hey, want to see a magic trick? They'd say, sure, and you're like, here, look at the top card, right? And in that motion, you did this and you did your pinky count. So now you have your double lift. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Tilt your wrist back. You can see the cards now you can't, voila. And turn your wrist, not too much, just a little bit to hide from view. Do that, and it should feel natural. But that's just a little tip I have with performing the pinky count. Okay, take a quick breather. All right, part 2, the pushover. That thing right there. So you have your pinky count. You have your pinky count. You have your pinky break. After doing the pinky count, you have your pinky break. Am I in focus? Yes, I am. You have your pinky break right there. Notice how it's just a little pinky break. You're not trying to jam your whole pinky finger in there. That's not good. You just want a little bit of a pinky break right there. Notice how you can't see it from the front. There, you can see it if you're looking for it, but generally if you look from the front, you don't see the two cards sticking up. That's important. Keep it down. A little bit of your pinky just in the side. It's a side note, but I think it's an important detail. Small pinky break. You've done your pinky count, you have your small pinky break. The first step you're gonna need to do is transfer it to your fourth finger. So again, you have your pinky break, and you're gonna take it from here and you're gonna place your fourth finger underneath the side, right there, and then you're gonna push up. So now there's a visible gap, and your pinky is no longer touching the card, but your fourth finger is. And is pressure between your fourth finger and your palm, right there. So, shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, if your pinky break, fourth finger, it's there. Your thumb should be free to move. It should just be between your palm and your fourth finger. The card should be squared up. and should be more or less in the same place, just like that. Now, the second thing you do is your thumb is gonna press straight down in the middle. So you see that gap? Thumb goes in the middle, boom. So now there's a bend in the card. And what that bend does is it allows you to push the card forward and backwards, like that, without the card splitting. So if you look, the card's not, well, a little bit. But when you do it with your double lift, this should allow you to move both cards as if they were one without splitting the cards. So we can do that again. Got your pinky count, boom, boom. Fourth finger, bada boom. Thumb, press it down. So now you have that curve. So that's straight, thumb goes in the middle, press it down. So you're moving these two fingers together, right? So as your thumb pushes forward, your fourth finger moves out, still maintaining the bend and the little bit of pressure, but they both move together. Meaning your fourth finger should be touching the top card and the bottom card a little bit because it's on the side. And your thumb should just press and the two should work together to push the two cards off. Initially, you won't be able to push the cards very far. And it might just be like a centimeter or two, just a little bit, like just like that. But after a while, you can extend it until you push it over about that much. And the idea of that is you're trying to emulate the motion you would do if you're just pushing one card over, which is that pushover. And in the spectator's mind, the idea is that if there were two cards and you push it over, they would split like that. And you wouldn't be able to like push them over. Now there's several ways around this pushover being one of them, where you have two cards and you push them off together like that. So one last time, you do this, pinky break, fourth finger break, press down in the middle, push over with both hands. And now the third part, how to flip over. You have your right hand here. This part's not as hard, just need to get a feel for it. You're gonna place your index finger kind of under the card there. Your middle finger is gonna go right in the corner there, and your thumb is gonna go about there-ish. And, excuse me, and what that's gonna allow you to do is you're gonna be able to take the card and you're gonna put a bit of pressure with your thumb. This part is hard to describe. I think the best thing is just get a feel for it. Your index finger's there, middle finger's there, and you're pressing with your thumb just a little bit so that the two cards stay together. And I think that's about all there is to it. You just grab it and you flip it over. Now, generally speaking, I'll flip the cards forward, so I'll apply a bit more pressure. I'll do this, and I'll keep the bend in it all the way as I move the card diagonally forward like this till I'm there at the end. Notice there's still pressure, then I'll stop, and then I'll flip it over, and I'll grab it like this, just sort of forward jogged. Full speed, the cards won't split as much, it looks smoother. Just so at the end, I could press my index finger on the corner there, press it in, it's opposing your palm, so you can just, and that gives a little break, so I can get my fourth finger there, then I repeat the process, thumb press down, push over, grab it, flip it back. Now sometimes, if I'm not gonna flip the card back over, I won't push it forward, and what that allows me to do is to be super light and just flip the card over like that. Two cards. So as you can see, that was two cards. And the benefit of that is it's even more convincing. And I only do that if I'm not flipping the card back over, otherwise I'd have to do my pinky count again and get another pinky break, which is a little troublesome. But for that, you just transfer to your right hand and you angle the deck a bit, and you're pressing just a little bit. Just use that finesse and let the cards slide down the side. So this side is squaring them up, and your fingers here are squaring the cards up. So the cards are square. Then you let it drop right into the corner. Then you flip it over, and you can just let it fall. And when done in full speed, you can be pretty confident that the cards won't split. Don't ask me why, but they just generally don't. That just comes with practice. I don't think there's an exact science to it. You'll just have to kind of feel for yourself how to do that. Again, I kind of get here, then I kind of release it and let the cards fall a bit. And then I level out the deck and flip them and they drop. You can figure out your own method. That's how I do it. That's how I get that very soft looking turnover. But if I'm gonna push it forward, I need to apply a bit more pressure so that I can turn it back. Just like that. Okay, so that was the tutorial. That was my double lift. That's my take on it. I know Alex Pendrea has a video out there that kind of goes over different ways you can do the double lift. So feel free to look that video up if you want to find other alternatives. The double lift is something that there's no like one right or wrong way to do it. There are a lot of different takes, but some are definitely, I'd say, better than others. I think the main idea is just to find something that works consistently, but also is very effective at emulating the motion of turning a single card over, where you like push and you just flip the card. That, I think, is the main goal, is to flip two cards over the same way a layman would flip one card over. Because if you hand a deck of cards to somebody, chances are they'll flip the card over like that. I think pretty much everybody does that, unless you're weird. I don't think it's an issue if you have to, you know, as I've said in previous tutorials, riffle up the back, get yourself a quick double, pinch it, and then turn the cards over like that. Like, that's perfectly fine, but nobody turns over a single card like this and just like turns one card over. So naturally there'll be another element of it looking not quite as natural, not quite as genuine. So all that to say, I think learning a good version of the double lift, whether it's this one or some other one, is very important. I think strike double is very popular, where you kind of get a bit and you just push over two cards. I can't quite do it. But if you're looking for another double lift to do, I think strike double is a really popular one that you'll see a lot of other people doing. But that more or less wraps it up for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I know I haven't uploaded in a while. What can I say? If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'll leave a link to my Instagram down below. There's some other little fun content and stuff. Feel free to follow me there. Let's see, yes, timestamps in the description if you want to skip around to the different sections of the video. If you watch my channel and you enjoy my content, but you're not already subscribed, there is a little red button down there somewhere that says subscribe on it. If you consider subscribing, that'd be cool. If you like the video, please leave a like, leave your thoughts and stuff in the comments below. Love reading the comments. Yeah, that's that. Hopefully this video doesn't come out to be 20 minutes long. Otherwise, I might just end up using the first one. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. See you guys. Peace.